Okay, playing me some Super Mario Brothers 2 now. It's a little fuzzy, sorry, but I had lost the original RF thingy. I know it's here somewhere, but I'm using this box I got off of eBay. For the time being, you just put it in the game mode and run a cable to the back of the thing. I'm using generic AC. I don't have the original either, but this power line from Walmart for forget how much it is. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think it was 25 or something like that. But it's got different settings. This is a 1300 mAh adapter. There's a 600 also available. But 1300, you need that for original Nintendo or top loader, so get 13. So went to GameInStock.com, bought retro 8-bit Dito retro NES receiver. It's Bluetooth. You can use Wiimote and PlayStation 4 and a few others on the original NES wirelessly. You can buy a Freedom Connect, but this is better. That takes 4 AAAs. This Wiimote takes only 2 AAs, and the range is so much better than that crappy Freedom Connect. Except it doesn't work with NES Advantage, or well, at least it didn't on the Wii. I couldn't get NES Advantage to work with the adapters. I will show you in a minute. But on here, at least so far, I'm using the Wiimote. It came with 1.10 firmware. Downloaded the 1.22 beta 0, and it's working now. It wasn't I'm even using rechargeable batteries, and it's working great. Anyway, it was working with Wiimote. I got a used one. I'm gonna have originals from laying around at home, but I got used one from Disc Replay. One location that went out of business. There's still a couple nearby, but not very close by. For $10. This is the original. I have a Nico wand and gun also, but it doesn't work with Nico wand for some reason. And I have a 4-score also, which I will test out later, but right now just this and that. So so you press the red button on the back of the remote. You can see it right there, and then now it syncs. Let me just delete all the codes from the TV. Alright, there we go. Press start, and I like Princess. I can float. I know it's cheating, but oh well, that's how it was originally made. And that's without Genie or anything. I mean, I shoved one in there, and it works fine. Even took it out a couple times, and it works fine. But that's right, not a big deal. But anyway, as you can see, it's working. I'm using Wiimote. Whoops, B. I'm accidentally hitting B, but it's working. And trying to hold phone at the same time. But anyway, it's working. Let me actually, let me show you Classic. Classic was not working, but after upgrading firmware, Classic. Now that I upgraded the firmware, Classic works. Alright, so I will show you classic works, and let's see if these thumbies even work. Yeah, one works, but the other one doesn't. But that's good enough. And the button's working. But now Wii stops working. Wiimote. See? But before I had to reset the receiver. Now I don't have to reset it. I just unplug it and it doesn't lock up. Now it goes back to Wiimote. And when I plug in Classic, it goes back to Classic. And sorry. And now Classic works. I'm gonna try Atari and some other shit later, but for now this is good enough. Anyway, so I got RAFnet Technologies, and it broke, so I had to put some tape on it, but it still works. So converting Wiimote to GameCube to Wiimote, and then this is a separate white box, and NES. And SNES. So, and I wasn't sure third-party stuff was going to work, but hey, surprisingly it does. So, I'll show you the coolest thing in the world. So, Freedom Connect, which I've shown in other videos, allowed you to use a Nintendo controller, any Nintendo controller, wirelessly. You plug a receiver into the Nintendo, then Freedom Connect, you plug the controller into Freedom Connect, and you wirelessly. But you don't need that anymore. This works so much better. So I plug the Wiimote into the RAFnet adapter, and then this GameCube into that RAFnet adapter, and now I can use NES or SNES. I'm going to prove to you it works. See? Up, down, left, right. Pause. Select doesn't do anything in the game, but pause. Alright, hold on, I forgot. Let me see. Flash is off. I don't know why. One keeps overheating, but see, B, but A does. A works. Pausing works. And there you go. And now I'm going to plug in an SNES controller as this is really cool, and I could never do this back in the old days. So now I've got the same setup, GameCube, and to this RAFnet adapter, and this box into that. That allows me to plug in a GameCube and use NES and SNES. And now watch what happens. Now I'm using an SNES controller to play Super Mario Bros. 2. And button mapping, wow. It's just like normal, it totally works. Let's see. Except this is jumping, but who cares if it's backwards, you get used to it. Hey, even the X jumps. So these two jump, and these two don't. But it totally works. Now I can play regular. See, it's hooked up into my Nintendo, the receiver, and that's connected to the Wiimote. And now I can play see, it's working. Isn't that the coolest thing in the world? Now I can play Nintendo with a Super Nintendo controller. Or NES controller, but it's wireless. As you can see, just I'm leaving the micro cable in, doesn't matter, but this is signaling to that. It's wireless, and it doesn't, there's no wires, so I'm gonna turn her on. I'm doing Game Genie. See, even Game Genie works with the Super. So it's not just once you get into the main mode, you can do, even if you couldn't, you could do pipe codes on the Wiimote and then use this, but it works. Now, I press start, it works. And I'm going to sit back just to prove a point. Okay, so now I'm sitting back, as you can see, all the way back from the TV. Got my box here. Got the Wiimote. Somewhat in range, I guess it has to be, but as you can see, even sitting way back. And so range is pretty good, actually. So that allows you to play. So it's not just you have to sit right up. Or that'd be no better than Freedom Connect, and that would defeat the purpose. Well, Freedom Connect you can sit a little bit back too, but it has to be right directly in the range of the thing. So but anyways, so that's the fun. So it does work, and let me see if I even if I, yeah, I'm pointing it backwards and it's working, so it doesn't have to be totally in range, but it does work. So I mean, at first I didn't, but I just disconnected everything and plugged it back in. Already had the Wiimote synced, don't know why it didn't work, but it does. You just have to, I just unplugged and reseated the connections, and it's working now, even from sitting way back on the sofa, so pretty cool. And so I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.